Good morning, everyone, and welcome. Thank you for being here for a breaking news update. It is September the 27th, 2024, 11:21 a.m. here on the East Coast of the United States. Many people were wondering if President Zelensky would meet Donald Trump. Over the last couple of days, there's been a lot of talk that meeting would not happen, that Donald Trump said, no, we will not meet. The Republican base is falling apart in support of Ukraine, and this would not be good for my reelection purposes. But this morning, I can tell you that President Zelensky and Donald Trump have just met, and here is the picture. Zelensky, Trump Tower this morning. They have just concluded their meeting, and unfortunately, there's just not a lot of news coverage on this at all. A couple of blips across the screens, and it's just ridiculous that the president of a war-torn nation, who is the prominent figure on the global stage for the last 2.5 years, no coverage other than a blip here or there. So we will be the coverage. You may be wondering, what did Donald Trump say? What did President Zelensky say? The first thing I'm going to show you is just a video clip from Donald Trump coming into the meeting. Reporter asked him about Trump, and I want you to hear it. I may play it twice because I want you to hear the tone in the message, not the words in the message, the tone in the message. If you are not an American and speaking American English and hearing tone, maybe you're an English speaker in Europe or in other places of the world, I want you to understand this tone. I will explain it to you. Let's get to that video first here.
Ukraine should turn over some of its own land to Russia in order to end the war?
We'll see what happens.
What's your message to Zelensky tomorrow?
Let's get some peace. We need peace. We need to stop the death and destruction. Don't you think? Wouldn't that be nice? Huh?
All right, I want you to hear that again. Now you've heard it for the first time. This was last night, talking about the meeting this morning with Zelensky. Donald Trump says, we need peace. The reporter is asking about giving land away. We know that is the Republican narrative, Donald Trump narrative. We know that has been stated through J.D. Vance, the vice presidential candidate. We'll just give territory away. You can have it, and let's have a demilitarized zone, and we'll go on with the world. Baloney, you and I all know that will never happen. It is not possible. You cannot negotiate with a terrorist, and Vladimir Putin is a terrorist, and I'm going to prove it to you in just a moment after the update on Zelensky. Now, listen again. Trump says, we want peace. We want peace. And the tone he speaks, very condescending. Just listen again. Listen again.
Ukraine should turn over some of its own land to Russia in order to end the war?
We'll see what happens.
What's your message to Zelensky tomorrow?
Let's get some peace. We need peace. We need to stop the death and destruction. Don't you think? Wouldn't that be nice? Huh?
There you have it. I want you to hear it now. I will focus on it. We need to stop the death and destruction. You hear that? We need to stop the death and destruction. While he's talking that way and meeting with President Zelensky today, there is an entire barrage happening against Ukraine at the same time. I will show you that in just a moment. Now, what did Trump and Zelensky say? Here it is. Vladimir Zelensky made this statement. I think we have a common opinion that the war in Ukraine must be stopped and Putin cannot win. That is not Donald Trump stating that. This is the statement after the meeting with Donald Trump, where President Vladimir Zelensky makes this statement. I will repeat it. I think we have a common opinion that the war in Ukraine must be stopped and Putin cannot win. How about Trump? A couple of points. Trump considers it an honor to meet with Zelensky. He went through a lot, like perhaps no one else in history. Well, thank you for that, Mr. Trump. Nice words, but we need action. Trump then about Zelensky. And folks, this is where we go downhill. If you are a former president of the United States and now you are running for the presidency of the United States and you do have a chance to win, it's a toss up right now, to be quite honest, in my opinion, between Trump and Harris. Trump makes this statement at the meeting about Zelensky. We have a good relationship. And I also have a good relationship with Putin. Mr. Trump, this meeting is with Volodymyr Zelensky, who is the president of Ukraine. Volodymyr Zelensky doesn't need to hear the continual rhetoric that you have such a good relationship with Vladimir Putin, because while you were speaking with Zelensky in New York this morning, missiles, glide bombs, and shaheeds are raining down on Ukraine, killing civilians, and you are telling the president of Ukraine, I have a good relationship with the terrorist, Putin, who's doing this to you. Zelensky replied to him in typical Zelensky fashion. Well, I hope that we have better relationships with you, meaning better relations than Putin. Well, in regard to Donald Trump, that is most likely not accurate. Trump has an infatuation with Putin, and we all know it. Then Donald Trump makes this statement. It takes two to tango. Slang meaning it takes two to dance, guys. Donald Trump declared the need for peace talks between Ukraine and the Russian Federation. It's going to circle us back right to the plan. Give away land, no NATO, demilitarized zone, and we go on in a peaceful manner. You know, and I know that will never happen. There is bad advice being given to Donald Trump. There is a bad plan that is being initiated from his camp, and this will never work. And while all of this is happening today, missiles, shaheeds, and glide bombs are raining down on Ukraine. This is what happened during the last few hours. Do you remember last night? If you were on the live stream last night, please, if you were not, go back and watch it, the live stream with Project Konstantin. During the stream, the air alarms were going off in Odessa. This was a part of the strikes. Galina is okay, my guest from last night, but Odessa, Shaheed strike, 3 killed, 11 injured, including 1 child. Here is Odessa. I want to play that again because you can hear the person, a child, crying while their home being burned. One more time, listen. But it's okay. I have very good relationships with Putin, and we're going to come to a peace. The killing and the death must stop. Folks, this is what's happening today. That was Odessa. Same time, Kryvyi Rih struck. Also a police building struck. 3 killed, 6 wounded, and right now the search is ongoing. There will be most likely more death and wounded as they continue to dig through that rubble. And that to the right there is a picture of what's going on right now. Finally, while we're saying we have good relationships with Putin from Donald Trump, and we'll work this out, we need peace. We need peace. This to the right, folks, is a beautiful picture pre-war of the central square in Kramatorsk. You guys know that if you are with me quite often, we are in Kramatorsk all the time, and we support that frontline area. But I want this to stick in your mind today as we close out this update, giving you the latest on the conversations between Trump and Zelensky. Kramatorsk was just hit by a glide bomb, 250 kilogram glide bomb, meaning small one. Zhenya and I, my partner, and if you're here new and you're just finding out about our channel, thank you for liking, commenting. Please subscribe. This is what we do nonstop to support Ukraine, bring the news, bring the personal stories, and we need you to help us carry the torch and carry the light. So thank you for that. But Kramatorsk, Zhenya and I, my partner, we have been very close to glide bombs hitting. And I can tell you, when a glide bomb goes off near you, your body trembles at the sheer force and power. There is some security footage coming out today of glide bombs striking there in Kramatorsk. And just want you to experience. This is what Ukraine is experiencing while Donald Trump is telling Zelensky, yeah, we're buddies. You've done a great job, all that you've been through, but I'm friends with Putin too. This is what's happening in Kramatorsk. Let me just play that one more time for you, guys. Let me just play that one more time. That, my friends, is what is happening in Kramatorsk while Zelensky and Trump are talking in New York. And Trump talks about, we're going to stop the death and destruction. Got to have peace. Such a condescending manner, knowing what he means. Guys, it must stop and there must be peace. But the only way that peace comes is through force. In this particular situation, Vladimir Putin cannot be negotiated with. Vladimir Putin must be defeated. Thank you for being here. This is the latest as of 11:32 a.m. this morning, September the 27th, 2024, Eastern Standard Time. You guys be blessed. If you're new here, thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing, and being a part of our own going and growing community. Join the Discord, support our partners, and together we will make a difference in Ukraine. Have a good day.